All right, well, good day for cricket again. We'll continue. And match number 2 on this day, number 6, the Saffron Strikers going up against the Nutmeg Warriors. Let's go downstairs quickly for the toss and get ready to head out to the middle for the action.
Welcome to the toss on match number 2 on day 6. It's match number 12 overall. And this one features 2 captains, the master and his protege. 2 of them won the first title with the Nutmeg Warriors. Today, they are captaining the Nutmeg Warriors and Saffron Strikers. We speak about Andre Fletcher, the captain of Nutmeg Warriors, and Daryl Cyrus, captain of Saffron Strikers, who was once a warrior, but today he is a striker. We have Mr. Carl Felix, our match referee, and he's here to adjudicate the toss.
Daryl, you at home, captain. This is the coin you're going to use. You spin. Andre, call, please.
What's the matter? What are you doing?
Heads. The call is for a head, and it is a head. Another toss won by Andre Fletcher, who keeps his toss winning streak alive. Andre, we're not going to speak about the toss, but one in the bag. What's the result of decision of the Nutmeg Warriors?
We'll have a bowl first. Hopefully we can change the result from yesterday with a win. I won the toss, so let's keep that going.
It was a surprisingly and rare occasion where your batsmen would have failed to deliver for you. I'm sure you don't want to put that behind your back and start afresh today.
Yeah, we took things for granted, to be honest. It was a low total, but having said that, we batted poorly. I just hoping that we could restrict the Saffron as low as possible, as the same old story, and try our best to give a better performance with the bat.
In terms of your bowling, they have really looked good for the last couple of matches. As a captain, you must be quite pleased.
Yes, of course. Our bowlers have been putting in the hard work. It's just for us as batters, the batting unit, we have to support them. So hopefully they can come and give it a better performance with the ball once again, and then we can do our part.
You know, in certain circles within the Demon latent area, Andre Fletcher is regarded as one of the best leg spin bowlers in Grenada, but you have not had the opportunity. You didn't have the opportunity to turn to yourself. So it must be a good feeling where you don't even have to turn to yourself to see if you can get a breakthrough or not.
Yeah, our bowlers, they have been doing well. Our openers, and we have Kieran Katai as a leg spinner also. Obviously, I will give him the first preference to bowl. But if we put under pressure, with my experience, I know what I can do, but having said that, I'll focus more on my captaincy and batting.
Today's the first match you're coming up against your old student. Must be pleased coming up with someone who was under your wings for the first 2 seasons.
Yeah, I know they will be coming hard. I wouldn't take them for granted. I know they have a very good team, but as I always say, cricket play on the day. So hopefully today will be our day, and they will be in the dugout wondering where they go wrong.
All right, Andre, sounding quite confident of a victory today. All the best to you and Nutmeg for this match.
All right, thank you very much.
Daryl Cyrus coming up against your old captain.
All right, well, basically you heard it from the middle. The Saffron Strikers going up against the Nutmeg Warriors. The Nutmeg Warriors won the toss, and they're asking the Saffron Strikers to go have a first crack at it. And the in-form Gian Benjamin is out in the middle with Rishon Williams. Williams wearing number 28 on his back, and Gian Benjamin wearing number 16 on his back. And Alex Moses will have the brand new white ball for the Nutmeg Warriors. The Nutmeg Warriors being led by Andre Fletcher. And really, they want to bounce back from a disappointing loss yesterday. Let's go. This is cricket. Immediately he's on target, immediately he's off a single, immediately a shy of the stumps, and it all happens inside over number 1. Very first delivery of this encounter. Jason Skeet is my name, with me is Raphael Crony, and we're anticipating some really focused cricket here this afternoon from the Nutmeg Warriors. They really need to get on and make amends for a disappointing loss yesterday.
Yeah, very disappointing. They would have to have an improved performance. Yesterday, actually, they chased. They were chasing and didn't get onto it. And but interesting to know that today they won the toss, and they opted to chase today again. But certainly, you will have to be an improved batting performance.
Well, the inform Gian Benjamin is there and just steering this one backward a point. And just one run. Ryan John comes into play. Oh, that looks like Josh Thomas, actually, comes into play. He's down there. And good straight return back in. Andre Fletcher opting to go with just the man down on the third man boundary outside the circle. And the deep square leg. There's a man out on the square leg boundary. So those are the two outside of the circle. This time he's playing over the infield. The shout is catch, and he's caught down on third man immediately. Third man gets into the action as we was looking at him. So third man gets into the action, and a good catch there down on the third man boundary. That looks like Sheldon Joseph taking the catch. Really regulation catch for him. And Rishon Williams perishes first over.
Yeah, Fruiter dismissal. Again, short ball. He was beaten for pace as he was looking to pull, and that ball really rushed onto him and came off the edge and flew down to third man. A very, very simple catch. And good start again by the Nutmeg Warriors, picking up an early wicket in the first over. Saffron Strikers 2 for 1.
Saffron Strikers would want to settle down because Gian Benjamin is out there in the middle. He's a short man in stature, and he's going to be joined by Daryl Cyrus. You see going out there, Daryl Cyrus. He's got a mountain of work ahead of him because still inside the first over, only 3 deliveries in this innings, and already he's been called upon. So he will have a whole lot of work to do, this young Cyrus chap, together with Gian Benjamin, who's there out in the middle.
Yeah, yes, Saffron Strikers really want to build a foundation, but at the same time,
it's Netram actually, Stephen Netram, who's going out.
Yeah.
Wearing number 63, that looks like Netram. Yes, it's Stephen Netram.
Yeah, I was making a point that they will really want to set a good foundation. Yes, you'd want to take advantage of the power play, which is 4 overs, but you had to try to avoid losing wickets in that particular period.
And immediately, Netram has to show his good defense because Alex Moses is spot on.
Yeah, good line delivery, good line, very straight, and not giving the batsman much room to do anything. And Netram came down on this one and pushed it back, but good aggressive bowling there by Alex Moses.
He's hooking again. This could spell danger. There's a man settling on there. Josh Thomas takes the catch. And more wickets being falling here now at the National Stadium. So the Saffron Strikers really up against it early in the first over. 2 wickets going down in the first over. And yet, we're not done yet.
Well, again, Netram was beaten for pace. Another Fruiter dismissal. Quick delivery looking to pull. And just a short backward square. More as a leg slip position he was taking there. So he really was rushing to play in that shot and provided an easy catch. And Saffron Strikers up against it in the first over, losing 2 wickets.
Yeah, well, the Saffron Strikers really has plunged themselves into some deep waters here. It was a simple regulation catch for Josh Thomas, and he got under it and just took it with safe hands cleanly. So more trouble here for the Saffron Strikers. They're 2 for 2.
Yeah, this is the kind of start you want, you know, as a team that would have won the toss and elected to field. You'd want to strike early. And Nutmeg Warriors has striked 2 quick wickets in the first over. And they probably cannot be more happy than the decision they have made. And that is a bold force.
What would make them even happier is to pick up another wicket. Anil Matthew is strolling out to the crease within 2 minds, obviously. Really didn't expect, I'm quite sure, really didn't expect to be out there this soon inside the first over. He still has the work to perform as an opening batsman, and he's not that. So he's going to be really having a whole lot to do. The umpires out in the middle, Sean Manwaran and Rupert Holas.
I would think that Matthew probably had to hustle to put on his pads. You know, he is an opening batsman himself. He played as an opening batsman over the years at the youth level. But I agree with you. I sure he didn't expect that he had to come out so soon.
A whole lot of adjustments would really need to be made now inside this Saffron Strikers camp. This time he's hooking again, but safely, only just. And Thomas does some work backward a square. This goes 1, there's 2, there's some trouble down at the end here. Now he could be run out. Yes, he's gone. Oh, he's gone. The call was one, then they were hustling back for two. Gian Benjamin held his ground. He was planted like a nutmeg tree. Didn't move at all. Saffron Strikers was all over the place running in the person of Anil Matthew. And Matthew is going to continue running all the way back to the pavilion, and he's going to have himself a fruiter. Didn't even give it a chance to get cold. The fruiter is still warm, and he's heading back to the pavilion.
But what drama we had here. One, we saw that short delivery. It almost went to that same position backward square. Again, the batsman, Matthew, was beaten for pace, looking to pull. And off they went to pick up a single, looking for the second run. Lack of communication. Benjamin stood while Matthew was coming again. Really poor communication there. And it resulted with actually both batsmen ended up at one end. And Matthew just was not able to get back to that non-striker's end. And having lost his wicket, what a dream start. Saffron Strikers, they are 3 for 3, and we are still in the first over.
Well, the first over has just ended. The first over has just ended, and 3 for 3 after 1. So I'm not sure this time if the power play is an advantage. If the power play is for the batting team or the fielding team. Clearly, the power play favoring the fielding team here now.
Thank you.
Yes, after 3 for 3 in the first over. Really dream start for the Nutmeg Warriors, who will be really hoping to bounce back in a big way. You know, having lost yesterday. Really to a dismal showing and performance by the Nutmeg Warriors.
Well, the Saffron Strikers has elected to send in the long handle of Ryan John. And he's got Josh Thomas heading towards him. Thomas is coming from the Darbo end. Immediately there's a nick behind. He's got him. He's gone. More pandemonium here. Wickets falling like wow at the National Stadium. And boy, bottles on the wall falling. Remember that old riddle? A healthy nick. And the captain is proven to make a fantastic decision. Andre Fletcher and his captaincy has worked here because another wicket going down. This time Ryan John fishing, looking to guide it. And boy, it was a healthy tuna edge to the wicketkeeper.
Yeah, fruiter dismissal, a beauty of a delivery. Pitched and left him. Yeah, he did push at it, you know, but it was the length. The length was so good, you know, that he had to play. And I guess looking to angle it down to third man. He just left him, and I think the bounce he got on it, Joan, that just helped him have him taking the top edge and flew to the keeper. Really a tremendous delivery bowled by Josh Thomas. First delivery, and Saffron Strikers again lost the 4th wicket, and we are in the second over. There are no 3 runs for 4 wickets. Really has been a really good start by the Nutmeg Warriors.
Well, Shimron Lewis has been called into the attack now. Wickets falling like dry leaves here at the National Stadium. And the Saffron Strikers, they're the ones receiving the strike. And they've been struck, not once, not twice, not 3 times, but 4 times. A quadruple of strikes being laid at them here from the Nutmeg Warriors. And really, if ever there was a definition for a spot of bother, then this is it.
Yeah, this is probably more than a spot of bother. Really difficult to see them coming out of that situation where they are in now. Thomas in just his first over. And as we looked at the Nutmeg Warriors.
So Sherman Lewis is there, and he waits on Thomas. Thomas is outside the off stump and drifting away from the batsman. So dropping the ball in good areas and getting the movement off the wicket.
Yeah, nice movements there by Josh Thomas. Again, ball just a little wide. Probably could have been a bit closer to the off stump. But again, we see the movement. Ball leaving the right-handed Sherman Lewis.
Gian Benjamin is there. He's in form, but he has not been given the opportunity to display that form. This time he's drifting down the leg side, and boy, would they love to see this side, the ball crashing into the boundary. And even though it didn't come off the bat, anything going down to the boundary, the Saffron Strikers would really love it right now. And 4 wides going down there, some difficult work for the wicket keeper.
Yeah, they would be happy to pick up that boundary. Actually, 5 runs from that delivery. And Thomas, they just, again, looking for pace. They just throwing down the leg side, really making it difficult for the keeper. And it went across the ropes.
Good lifting delivery. The score is still a little bit for a lot. If we have to define the score right now, we would call it a little bit for a lot. 8 for 4.
Yeah, another lifting delivery by Thomas, but bending his back a bit. And we'll be encouraged with wickets that has been lost there, really looking to give it his all. Ball lifting outside the off stump.
And that's how he has to be bowling. He's a tall man. He needs to rush in. So having a flash at it. Yeah, I like to see fast bowlers rushing in and using their height, using their arm speed and getting the ball up and hurrying the batsman. And then if you're going to beat him for pace, then roll it off the fingers, roll it off the back of the hand. Use that kind of deception and not ambling, you know, running, bend your back, put something in it.
Yeah, always exciting when you see fast bowlers running in and really bending their back. And you know, it's a joy to see. And Thomas here is really bending his back as he's rushing in. With Saffron striker losing already 4 wickets in just his second over.
This one is driving well, and the bowler does his own work. It was firmly struck, neatly struck, textbook kind of strike. And really good form looking batting there from Sherman Lewis. That will be encouraging for him and the Saffron strikers, wouldn't it?
Yeah, played well. You know, he played it really well, and the difference with the pace, the ball coming out of the wicket, sometimes it makes batting easier on this particular track. The bowlers that have been slowing up and varying the pace and create more problem. But that shot was played by Lewis. They really look as though he's in control. And played it back nicely.
This time he's drifting down the leg side again, and surely he will be punished. So Thomas just applying pressure to himself. No need for him to even apply any pressure on himself. You've got this team 9 runs for 4 wickets. Just bowl wicket to wicket.
Yeah, as he runs in there, you could see him angling. You look at his arm come over, he's angling the ball into the batsman, and really he should be keeping it just a bit wide out of the off stump.
Better delivery, well played, good single, good cricket all around. And that's the end of over number 2, 9 for 4. And if you're just joining us on this YouTube channel, or if you're just joining us on the Grenada Cricket Association's Facebook page, or wherever you're joining us, what you're hearing, it is not a joke, it's not a gimmick. That's the actual score, 10 for 4. The Nutmeg Warriors are right up in the grill of the Saffron Strikers.
Yeah, difficult position for Saffron Strikers, losing 4 wickets after 2 overs. And the important wicket of Ryan John. It will be important for Benjamin really to settle with Lewis, maybe to build a sort of foundation, because Lewis coming in so old, it probably tells you something about the rest of the batting. He's not known to be a batsman. Actually, he's a fast bowler. But it will tell you something about the rest of the batting. So this pair needs to stick around a bit just to give them some momentum.
The call is yes, the call is no, the call is yes, the call is no, danger. And then everything turns out fine. So some miscommunication there, a little bit too much miscommunication. This time, it could have been the fault of GN Benjamin. The ball is behind you, so you've got to trust your partner. And when he says come, you've got to go.
Yeah, you're certainly right. I think, you know, you have to... the call was seemingly was early, but I think he left late. He was able to make it.
So Moses will continue from the River Road end. The informed Gian Benjamin waits him. Benjamin is striking well, square the wicket, good shot. He beats the infield, the ball will go out to the boundary. Will it get to the ropes? It just does it now. Ambles over and a smashing power 8-4. Good shot by Benjamin.
Yeah, well played by Benjamin. It was short and he got on top of it and hit it through the cover, just past the cover feeler, and really rolled on and just went over the rope, just beating the fielder. They're trying to stop it before he'd get there, but bad delivery, short outside the off, someone was given the treatment.
Gian Benjamin is the batsman in form, and boy did he show that form. Was on top of it nicely, good cracking shot, 15 for 4. There's a danger here down at the bowler's end, but averted. Well, maybe a little bit too much excitement there from the batsman down on the other end there. That's Sherman Lewis was really calling for it, was heading to the danger area, but Gian Benjamin stood his ground. Wanted to face some more of this, didn't want to expose him, not now.
Yeah, it was difficult for Benjamin there. He actually played, he was kind of close to him and he had to turn himself around to play to that short fine leg. So really by the time he turned, Lewis was almost there.
Well played by Benjamin. He's kept his composure. I like to see him bat. I like to see Benjamin bat. He keeps his composure, never flustered, and he strikes the ball firmly, neatly and cleanly, and it takes full advantage of the wayward ones.
But he's short in stature and he's a left-hander, so you'd love to see short guys, particularly left-handed batsmen bat. They look pretty well. Benjamin from Dominica.
Have some friends in Dominica. Need to say hello to them. Short and going square, the wicket again to the danger end. A strike straight at the stumps. Is it going to be out? This is danger here. And but the umpire says no, not out. And good return coming in. And from Sheldon Joseph. Sheldon Joseph was there back with a square and a really good return. Benjamin turned it, but only to the fielder there, who immediately rifled the return in. That's Joseph hitting the stumps. But the umpire says no, he's safe.
Yeah, good call by the umpire. I think, good show by Joseph, who was quick. But I think Lewis was really off the mark very quickly. So he got in by the time the ball really crashed into the stumps.
Came off the blocks there like a Saffron Powell. Quick, fast and in a hurry. Yeah, he's looking to hook this one back with a square, but nothing. And that's the end of the over. So a better over for the Saffron Strikers, an over which they did not lose a wicket, more importantly. And they're 16 for 4, so they've got a whole lot of rebuilding to do, and they don't have much time to do it. 3 overs already gone, 7 overs remaining, and boy, they would love to get some serious runs here.
Yeah, it's important for this pair to maybe bat for the next 3 overs, 4 overs, really, to give them some momentum. But good over from Moses. He has completed a spell of 2 overs. He took 2 for 9, and we saw a lot of aggression from the time he started. You would see him really running in and bending his back. Picked up 2 wickets again because of the pace, which would have beaten both batsmen that went out, looking to hook. So he really would have had a good spell of this, picking up 2 for 9 in his 2 overs.
Imran Joseph has been brought into the attack now for the Nutmeg Warriors. The Nutmeg Warriors really fighting to get a victory here. They smell blood early. Benjamin is hooking, but nothing. He's a very good player of the ball, playing a lot of shots. He scores a lot of his runs square and backward a square. He's very strong off his hip and his legs, isn't he?
Yeah, we have seen him really trying to play most of his shot around that. But I think the line that have been bowled to him, we saw Moses bowling a few quick short deliveries. He was looking to pull and not really getting hold of it. Again, is because of the extra pace. And this first delivery seen by Joseph again was another short, quick delivery, probably just over leg stump. and he looked to pull, made no contact.
It's by him playing well. Oh, good shot, always in control. Got on top of it. The call is 1-2, but then decided against it. But a good, comfortable and confident stroke through the offside by Benjamin.
Yeah, well played, in total control on that lifting delivery outside the off stump, and he was really in a really good position on top of it and steered it down to a wide third man. And he picked up another single. 17 for 4. We're in over number 4. Saffron strikers really would need a partnership here.
There's a big nick and a good take. Oh, fantastic. Well taken. Good, energetic, athletic take behind the stumps. And really, we heard something, but the batsman is suggesting that the ball came off the shoulder. Let's see. He was into it. It struck him just on the edge of the helmet, I think. And but really was a really good take behind the wicket by the keeper. He heard something and he took nothing for chance. That was an awesome bit of work behind the stumps.
Yeah, well, two things happened there. It was a tremendous decision by umpire Holas, and a beautiful take behind the wicket.
This time he makes connection. There's a man outside there in the deep. Just one. They come back for 2. And 2 runs being completed. A much better shot. Could have done a lot more with it, but at least was a lot better than the previous one. Made connection with it nicely. And you heard the sound of the bat. Didn't get it off the meat as he really wanted to.
Yeah, again, it really rushing onto the bat quickly. Again, it's a pace that have created some difficulty there. Looking to pull and not really getting into position because of the quickness of the delivery.
He's trying to smack everything through the onside. Really, he's seen some farming acreage outside there. So I'm quite sure Sherman Lewis is looking to plant a lot of the deliveries outside there. In that farming acreage, he's seeing square of the wicket.
We are looking to make use of that vacant mid-wicket position, as Joseph continued to bend his back and really bowling very quickly. And I just need to bring the ball up a bit more instead of bowling so short. Now the batsman is aware of what he's trying to do.
It's well played. The call is yes, just 1 up to the offside. And decent running between the wickets this time. 19 for 4. We're still inside this exciting encounter here. That's the end of the power play. 4 overs gone. And after 4, 20 for 4.
Yeah, a lot of action in this first 4 overs. We have seen 4 wickets fell in this over. But what we are actually seeing also is that the bowlers has been very aggressive. We saw Moses coming. Now we see Joseph coming from this end, and they all seem to be bending their back, trying to extract as much pace as possible of the wicket. And because of that, seem to have created some problem with the batsmen looking to pull, and they were beaten by the pace. So they're really getting some pace off the wicket. Somewhat opposite from what we have been seeing before in terms of bowlers, taking the pace off. But these bowlers, both Moses and Joseph, really have been bending their backs.
All right, well, that brings Descarte into the attack now for the Nutmeg Warriors. Descarte from the island of St. Lucia. He's been bowling pretty well in this tournament thus far. This time he's hooking Descarte. He's hooking Descarte out to a wideish mid-wicket, just picking up 2. And was really hoping to get more.
Yeah, another short delivery, and again the batsman was not in control of it. Sherman Lewis hit it down to a wide mid-wicket and picked up 2 runs. But again, umpire signal.
The ticker on the bottom of your tape is suggesting 20 for 4. That is not correct. It's 22 for 4. So they've got to make some adjustments on that. This time he's turning it into the onside. The call is catch and just missing out on it. And they would come back for 2. So some very eventful cricket happening here. Didn't get a hold of it, and good thing for him, Lewis, he didn't get a hold of it because there was a man down there on the square leg boundary, and it would have been a regulation catch for him. Just miscued it.
Yeah, it should have been taken. He got both hands hit, but just look on shore.
This time he makes better connection all along the carpet.
Keeper!
Call is 1.
Yeah, short delivery being hooked onto a backward square on the boundary, and really should have been taken as he came in. He got both hands to it. But again, his judgment was very poor. It seemed to be Charles. Not sure if you should come in or if you should stay back. And I think because of that misjudgment, you know, he was not able to take that catch.
This Carter will continue. And this is first over. He's gone for 5 already.
25 for 4. We're in the 5th over. Saffron strikers. Won't be happy with the start that they had.
So made connection with it, but but ballooned over the head of the wicket keeper. And 2, they're coming for 3 now because some sloppy work done in the deep there by Josh Thomas, and the batsman picks up 3. And really should have been only 2, but some sloppy work done on the edge of the ropes there by Josh Thomas, and the extra run. So they've moved on, the Saffron Strikers, to 28 for 4. 28 for 4, the Saffron Strikers.
Yeah, good running by both batsmen, both Lewis and Benjamin. Yeah, again, Benjamin looking to hook again, not in control. Again, the pace coming out of the bat over the keeper head. Just sloppy by Thomas, allowing them to pick up 3.
This time he's hooking it again. He's favoring that onside, isn't he? Always favoring that onside, Sherman Lewis. And they're picking up runs easily. There's a man down there set for him, so they've already set the trap, but he has defied it up until this point.
Yeah, we've seen a lot of short deliveries being bowled by both, most of the fast bowlers. So this is the reason why we've seen a lot of pull shot from the batsmen, but not getting hold of it again because of the bunks and the added pace.
Played up the street by Gian Benjamin. Always in form, driven it hard into the wicket and just played up through the offside. No run. That brings up the end of the over, the end of over number 5. The Saffron Strikers are 29 for 5.
Yeah, good going, actually, 29 for 4. But
For 4.
really up against it, the Saffron Strikers being asked to bat first by Nutmeg Warriors. And they would be very happy with the situation, Nutmeg Warriors. Just remembering that they had to chase a very low total yesterday and not being able to get there, so they will want to keep the pressure on, try to pick up the other few wickets as quickly as possible. As I welcome back Rondell John.
Yeah, definitely good start by the Nutmeg Warriors. They are in the ascendancy at this moment. I think they would remember what has happened. So at no point in this game I think they're going to let up. Definitely they have to keep their focus, keep plugging away, making sure that they do the basics right. Hopefully they can restrict the Saffron Strikers to something of a really minimal total, and they would be able to, really get a victory, a much needed victory.
So Saffron Strikers as another extra as ball pitch wide of the off stump.
Yeah, Joseph here would need to, really bowl a good tight over. Lewis would be looking to get after him.
really another chance going up big in there. Ball crashed into the pad, and I know Sherman Lewis was looking to take a single which was never on, and the bowler they just slipping and missing the ball, but really another opportunity, run-out opportunity lost there.
Yeah, Sherman Lewis, I could imagine his mindset is to get the more accomplished Gian Benjamin on strike, and so he's looking to rotate, but he has to be careful.
Swung down to mid-wicket. They're looking for 2 runs there. Again, a bit of misfeeling there and allow the batsman to come back quickly for 2, but Sherman Lewis again, they're looking to go through mid-wicket, not getting hold of that delivery. Again, a little pace off there by Joseph, and just missed timing, but picked up 2 in the process.
Yeah, really, it's good thinking there from Lewis, trying to locate the gap. Unfortunately, he didn't make good connection, but he still got 2.
Yeah, just a bit of indiscipline by Joseph. Ball again, signal wide ball, wide of the off stump. So Saffron Strikers is on 4 points from 3 games. This is a 4th game today, and they would really want to pick up 2 points to join BD Blasters on 6 points.
Yeah, they would be. I think they really came into this game looking to really get to the top. Unfortunately, they have quite a bit of work to do. If they're gonna get there, I don't know if they were looking at what has happened with the Nutmeg Warriors, so looking to maybe get.
Again, right up, and Lewis again, I think guilty of trying to hit across the line. Ball pitching right up, and he's favoring the onside. And that ball passed between the wicket and his body. Really, and right up, Joseph, they bring that ball right up, and Lewis swinging right across. And really, the angle taking it past the leg stump.
Yeah, he needs to really seek to play a lot straighter. I think the delivery is straight, just maybe tailing in just a little bit. So the straighter he can come down and make good connection, he will get maximum for it.
Full to the bat, played down to backward square. Yeah, with form shot there by Lewis.
Let's go, boys.
He moves by 1 to 14. It's 34 for 4. We're in the 6th over. It's not the kind of score that Saffron Strikers will be happy about into the 6th over. Just 34.
Well, with the likes of Gian Benjamin outside, Gian can strike the ball well, so definitely they would look to him, to put a little bit of momentum into the innings to get them somewhere close to something they could defend.
Pace again taking off, and really good variation there by Joseph. And Benjamin was only into the shot, made no contact, but were able to scramble a by. Keeper not collecting, and probably couldn't blame the keeper too much. It really was a slow ball that actually rolled on the ground as it passed the keeper. So we have 6 overs completed. Saffron Strikers, they are 35 for 4. Yeah,
lots of pressure out there. They want to ensure that from here on in, with the remaining overs, that they can, really get a score, maybe around 70, 80 runs that they possibly can defend. We saw Bayleaf Blasters defending a score of 83 yesterday, so anything maybe up around that region can pose some kind of problem for the Nutmeg Warriors, and hopefully they would this pair out there would want to get them there as quick as possible.
Yeah, when we look at some of the scores, as we look back at some of the matches, 108, 104, these sort of score proves very difficult for the team chasing, and as we saw yesterday, even 82 proved difficult. A lovely shot, pitch up and driven. Truex Shaka goes down to the boundary for for 4. Lovely shot play there by Benjamin.
Yeah, really a really good looking Benjamin. Really looks accomplished. I think what I like about him is that he plays the ball on merit. He's not trying to overhit. Yes, it's T10. Yes, it's about the boundaries, but you can play really classical cricket shots and still get the ball to the boundary.
Yeah, you play proper cricket and be able to pick up runs. But that was a lovely shot played by Benjamin. Again, looking to cut and really good cricketing shot he's looking to play. He's not a sort of big hitter, but technically he looks a good player, and he's really looking to play proper cricket shots as he was looking to probably steer this one. Made no contact. That ball bounced and really moved away from Benjamin. And you see that offside field is really set third man backward point. And also a deep gully. Hit down to third man. Thomas comes off the boundary. One more. Benjamin moves to 15. It's 40 for 4.
Yeah, good going there by the Nutmeg Warriors. Having quite a stranglehold on the Saffron Strikers. They're unable to really get the boundaries at will, and so Lewis, I think in his mind he needs to get some sort of impetus going, and will be looking for the
another quick delivery there. Again, Lewis was probably a little bit beaten with that piece as he rushed it through. This Carty really bending his back there.
Yeah, I think the pace bowlers in this innings have certainly used the deck well, hit the deck hard, and look to get it to lift, look to get it through with decent pace. The wicket is responding really well.
Hit over cover, just over cover, and it's going to go very close to the boundary. Let's see, goes over the rope for another 4. And good shot by Lewis, just being able to clear the extra cover fielder.
Yeah, not really getting hold of it as he would like, but it had enough legs on it to get it quickly over the head of the man there at short cover, and it sped across the outfield. 4 good-looking runs to Sherman Lewis.
44 for 4. Into the 7th over. Looking for the big swing again. Just coming off the edge into his pad, rolling out on the offside. They pick up a single. It's 45 for 4. We have 7 overs completed, and this pair putting on 42 so far. But really would have been difficult after you would have lost 4 wickets. For just about 3 runs, 4 wickets. It's very, very difficult to come back. It definitely means the batsman can't take more chances. They have to make sure that no other wicket falls. This pair partnership of 42 certainly is not the kind of score that they would have been hoping for coming on after 7 overs.
Yeah, definitely not. But so far the 42-run partnership. So Benjamin and Lewis showing that once you spend the time at the wicket there, it is possible for you to get value for your shots. I think what he needs to do now, Lewis, is to look to play those deliveries that are pitched up a lot straighter. I think he's trying to go across the line, trying to really hit it out the park. But if he's able to time it and really get good connection, it can travel pretty far. And so Joseph, we know he's pacey, but really you can use that pace to your advantage.
Yeah, Imran Joseph, he's going to pick up the attack ball in his 2nd over. Another short delivery, hit down to mid wicket, and very good run. And look, there could be trouble here. Could be another miss there. Again, poor cricket by the Nutmeg Warriors. Ball pulled to mid wicket, and Benjamin was hustling for that 2nd run while Lewis was really looking to stay in his ground. Miss, mid wicket throw came in. It backed up. It was missed by the fielder backing up, and they was able to just scramble up to the ground.
Yeah, I think Benjamin recognizing that it was Sheldon Joseph who has a pretty strong arm and is able to release that ball quickly. This never thought about the two. Lewis running for all money. Luckily it evaded the bowler who couldn't gather the return, and so he gets a life.
47 for 4. This will be signal wide. Short delivery really went way over the batsman's head, over the keeper's head, and go down to the boundary for 4.
Yeah, not a really good delivery there by Joseph. I think losing his way there. No need for a half tracker, which poses no problems to the batsman. All it does is that it adds to their total, and you would want to make sure that you restrict them to as minimal as possible.
Yeah, really poor delivery bowled by Joseph. Again, looking to hit the deck hard, extract pace. But we are into the 8 over, 52 for 4. So 4 wides and the signal for that one on 5 from that particular delivery. But you want to keep things very tight. Even though he does not pick up the wicket, but really you want to keep things very tight.
Yeah, he's been bowling well, and in this game you want to just keep the pressure. You don't want to give away anything. You have to be a miser and when it comes to T10 cricket, and so he needs to compose himself and really come back strongly.
So this player has put on 49. And he bowl him. And again, it's most sensible bowling, the fruiter dismissal, slower delivery. And Lewis was early into the shot and really played too early, ball crashed into the stumps.
Yeah, it's good to see him. At least he's wise enough to come back. Slower delivery. Lewis threw the shot really early, looking to maximize the last few overs, and so it will bring about wickets.
So good hand played by Lewis. He went for 21, and this player would have put on a partnership of 49. And he came in with a score on 4 wickets down for 3 runs. So really did play a good role. I think it was difficult when he came in to try to get off. But it's good that they would have been able to put up 49. It's 52 for 5. And we still have, some, this week into the 8 over. So you never know what could happen in this version of this game.
Yeah, well, as you look on your screen, you would see that Javel St. Paul, I think one of the heroes of the last game for the Saffron Strikers, who came in and really gave some good impetus to their total that allowed them to have something that they can defend. He came back with the ball and did really well. So he's out there. G and Benjamin is out there. Good strikers of the cricket ball. Let's put it that maybe a little 30 runs from here could give them something that they could defend.
Yeah, it's not impossible for them to get up to 80. You have 2 overs after this one. No balls called there, and they swung down to over long on for 6. What a blow there by Javel St. Paul. Ball over pitch and hit down to long on. Good shot. And really that's 7 minutes over so far.
Yeah, really good strike there by St. Paul, and we know he can hit it. He waited on the slower ball, recognized that it was a slower delivery, swung through it, and importantly, he didn't lose shape. He was able to meet it on the full, and really get it over the man there at long on.
Yeah, he didn't try to hit across it anyway, but hit straight. So 59 for 5, and that's one. He's looking to swing. The backward point goes back and drops it really casual by the fielder there at backward point. They pick up 2 more runs. As St. Paul's was looking for the big hit, but really it was a no ball, so would not have been out there. But still, you want to make sure you hold the ball and limit the runs.
Yeah, definitely a bit of lapsing concentration there by Alexis. I think he, knowing that he cannot get the man out, but still you have to reduce the run scoring.
Comes off the edge, goes down to third man. So
Hold back, hold back, relax.
Another run to St. Paul's. Busy player. He's on 9, 62 for 5. And still 2 deliveries to go in the 8 over.
Yeah, pretty lengthy over there by Joseph, really spoiling the figures, the good figures that he had. Some 21 runs off his 1.4 overs so far, and imagine the first over went for under 10.
Yeah, just had 4 in his first over. And this is another wide, really disciplined bowling by Joseph. Just seemed to run up and just pitch that ball very wide. No, Joseph had this problem in the last version. I knew he would know it, but the problem he had was he bowled a lot of extras, a lot of wides, and that probably, contributed in Nutmeg Warriors losing the finals in terms of his bowling effort. Is really poor. And we've seen really some ill-disciplined bowling.
Yeah, we play him.
Yeah, they need to really settle down and really, the Nutmeg Warriors, you have them on a stranglehold, and somehow you seem to be releasing, that pressure by bowling all these extra deliveries. And so if Gian and St. Paul is able to capitalize, definitely they will have a score in excess of 80, and possibly they can defend that.
No. Better delivery, right up.
Yeah, nice PC Yorker there by Joseph. We know that he can, really bowl decently. He just needs to keep his head, not try anything too much. I think it's really exuberance that has caused him to, really err. And sometimes you just need to have that mindset where you can control what you're doing. Back your ability.
This one is played down to over a long leg, and that goes for another 6. Again, a very interesting shot they played by Benjamin inside of his wicket, and flicking it going over long leg for 6.
Yeah, no way in control of that one, Benjamin, but the pace of the delivery, he was able to get the bat at that angle, so it went way high, and once you get it up high enough, it is able to travel, and so a good result for him.
Yeah, that actually went over what would be a fine third man at the left-handed. They're just trying to reverse. But really a good over, some 24 runs in that over, 69 for 5, and you still have 2 overs to go. So really it has been a good comeback. Being 4 wickets down for 3 runs. Now they are 69 for 5. Really looking to put a score on the board that can create some problem.
Yeah, and again, you have to assess what the Nutmeg Warriors are doing. The mindset of the players. It's really important that they keep focused, that they keep a mindset that says that we want to win.
Driven down to mid-off, ball right up, and St. Paul picking up another single. 70 for 5. Run rate at 8.57.
Yeah, I think Thomas here has to be tight. He has to ensure that if they're gonna really restrict the total that is possible for the Saffron Strikers, he will need to build a really tight over here. We have not seen Katoy as yet, so most likely Katoy might be the person to end the innings, but he needs to make sure that he goes as nicely as possible, giving away nothing.
So Imran Joseph, 2 overs, 1 for 28. Thomas, in his second over, has gone for 8 so far. Picked up 1 wicket. This is wide played straight to the man at backward point, and Benjamin just losing his wicket there as that ball pitched up, and I guess he's looking for the gap and just steered it straight to the fielder. Fruit of dismissal, and Saffron striker losing their 6th wicket.
Yeah, I think a little bit of impatience there by Gian. Had he left it, possibly might have collected a wide for his team, but unable to really get it past. It seemed to have hit the toe end of the bat and just went straight to Descartes at the point region there, and another wicket for the Saffron Strikers.
Yeah, well, good knock 21. He scored from 16 deliveries. He was there for 50 minutes, 2 fours, 1 6. Really a good inning, having to pull it back from 4 wickets down for 3 runs. 70 for 6. As Darrell Cyrus replaces Benjamin, and Thomas picking up his second wicket.
Football stay right arm over. Yeah.
Yeah, Cyrus will need to play a really big knock here if Saffron Strikers are going to get anyway closer to the 100 mark. They have 70.
Swung, big shot, and clear the mid-wicket fence, 3-line square leg, and go over the rope. Pour it maximum. Good shot,
really good strike there by Cyrus, recognizing that it's short. Seemed to have been a slower delivery. He was able to latch onto it. Really good connection that cleared the Scotty at the square leg boundary. 6 welcome runs to the Saffron Strikers.
76 for 6 in over number 9. Thomas in the second over. Again, no contact. He giving himself room, looking to hit this one square, looking to pick that gap. Square cover.
Yeah, he would be more advised to sort of get it a little more over the man there at the cover, instead of trying to go too square. So a little bit too square, causing him to miss it. Had he gone through the line a little straighter, I think he would have gotten it over that man there, and it would have been down to the boundary.
Yeah, you're right. Play straighter, hit it over mid-off. This one is keen, looking for the big. So they're going to look for 2 runs here. Good running, very good running. Again, a little fumble in the outfield. 78. Good comeback. Saffron Strikers showing some fight in the middle.
Yeah, again, Strikers showing that they are a tough team to beat. They will go down fighting. They're not going to give up easily, and that approach has brought them to 78 for 6.
Again, yeah, just had to be careful that you don't move too much before the ball is being delivered. And there Cyrus was moving, and good thinking by Thomas as he completed second over there. Just pitching it wide as he see moving, made no contact. That complete is over. He has so far bowled 2 overs, 2 for 16, 78 for 6 after 9 overs.
Yeah, with 1 over to go, I think St. Paul being out there will back himself to clear that the boundary. I think they have some 4 wicket in hand. Once he gets connection, definitely it is possible for his team to get a couple maximums. Joseph will want to close out this over as low as possible. Make sure that he uses the variations that he has. Try to outsmart the batsman. What is important here is to avoid the extras. I think this is what has been killing them. Some 16 extras so far in a total of 78.
Yeah, and Sheldon Joseph had gone for only 5 in his first over. Again, really good. This guy's slower delivery. And St. Paul just having to come down on this one, looking for the big shot.
Yeah, again, really smartly bowled there by Sheldon Joseph, showing that all you need to do is just have a steady head, get the ball in good areas.
Driven down to long off. Good stop there again. It's Fletcher.
Yeah, this one was really drilled. I think it came at knots at Fletcher and was able to just knock it down and let the batsman collect 2. Importantly, he saved the boundary.
80 for 6. Yeah, you look at the swing, down to long on. Let's see. Two fielders coming in. Jobs just in front of the fielder. And they come back for a second run. Again, good running. St. Paul's looking to clear long on. I think Joseph really is keeping his head on. Just trying to do the basics. Just trying to do it right. And not giving him much. Again, he's looking to swing.
Yeah, again, St. Paul, you at this stage, you would want him to, sort of keep his shape and not lose shape by pulling himself to the onside too quickly. There are two men out there, so you'd want to go up a lot straighter. I think there's better results right there.
So 2 deliveries remaining. It's 82. This one is swung over cover. Let's see the fielder come down. And again, he's been dropped on the boundary. And again, the batsman are able to pick up 2. And there will be a run out now. Looking to go back for a third run. And
yeah, Cyrus really annoyed there. I think the throw, he's trying to maximize. You only have 2 deliveries remaining, so you got to put pressure. Maybe the single was on, maybe it wasn't, but the fact that no response came, it looked like if he got out, really ugly situation there. But importantly, they got 1. The total has moved up to 84.
Yeah, they picked up 2 runs here and was looking for the third one. They completed 2. And there we see the batsman coming back for the third runs. And Cyrus really was disappointed. This one is swung down to over extra cover, and it goes down to the boundary for 4. The final ball again, Javel St. Paul's hitting well, and it beat a split between the cover on the boundary and also the long off, and pick up another important boundary.
Yeah, again, a really important knock there by St. Paul. I think he understood that he's striking it pretty well, and Cyrus, though wanting the strike, should have recognized that Cyrus St. Paul is in a good vein of form and is able to hit the ball really well. Could have left him, the results are shown, so they've gotten up to 88 for 7. A really important 88 runs in the context of how the game has started. One would hope that they would come out and be really in the mindset where they can defend, maybe put the Nutmeg Warriors under pressure from the get-go.
Yeah, well, 88 for 7, I think they would feel so much better after losing the first 4 wickets or 3 runs on the board and coming back to score 88 for 7 at the end of their 10 overs. It's something they can work with. We have seen scores, just over 80 create problems. So I think it's something that they can work with, and probably will feel a little bit relieved that they have been able to come back to reach up to 88 for 7. But again, we didn't see the best feeling display by the Nutmeg Warriors. I think there was a lot of poor feeling. We saw some catches drop that shouldn't. We saw some runouts that went a begging. So all in all, it wasn't the best performance on the field by the Nutmeg Warriors.
Yeah, I think the Nutmeg Warriors, they still lack that sort of discipline that helps them to close off, games or close off the innings, allowing the Saffron Strikers to really get away. I think the ill discipline of the bowling, the wides, the no balls, extras, really helping them in this inning. Some 16 extras out of a total of 88. Where you could easily restrict them to that would be about 72. It doesn't really look good for them.
So Shiris is down there. I think she's ready for us. Shiris, over to you.
With me this afternoon, I have Raishon Williams of the Saffron Strikers. Saffron Strikers went into bat. Raishon, a very troubling batting display from the Saffron Strikers, especially in the beginning of the match. Tell us a little bit about your team's performance.
It's a good performance in the end, actually. Losing 3 wickets it was in the first over. So it was a good recovery to get up to 88. Yeah, so it was a good recovery.
Okay, and we know that the Nutmeg Warriors, they have a very strong batting lineup, and they need 89 runs for victory. What can we expect from your bowling attack?
To fight hard. I know that they're a team full of confidence, but we're still backing ourselves to win the game. I saw that yesterday they lost chasing 82, so anything can happen in cricket.
Okay, thank you, and all the best in your defense.
All right, thank you.
With me now is Alex Moses, one of the bowlers from the Nutmeg Warriors. Alex, your bowling attack got off on a flyer, securing some early wickets and crucial runouts. Walk us through your team's bowling plan for this match.
Well, our bowling plan for this match was hitting our length hard and bowling back off our length, restricting the batsman from any room to get them to free their hands.
Okay, and are you satisfied with the score you were able to restrict Saffron strikers to?
I mean, the start the bowling unit get up from, we can restrict them under a lower total than that, but nevertheless, 89 runs on the board to win, and we had to go there and back ourselves to get it.
Okay, thank you, and all the best in your chase. Well, there you have it. Alex Moses from Nutmeg Warriors and Raishon Williams from Saffron Strikers. Back up to you in the commentary booth.
One. All right, thank you very much there, Sharice. There you heard it from the Nutmeg Warriors. You heard from the Saffron Strikers. We just want to run through the batting card for you quickly. As you witnessed a really devastating start for the Saffron Strikers. They were able to muster 88 runs, though. It could prove to be a very important 88 runs. At the top, you had Raishon Williams. He went for 1. Gian Benjamin put on a really good partnership with Showman Lewis. Gian eventually got out 21. He was caught, discarded, bowled Josh Thomas. Steve Nettram didn't trouble the scorers. Alan Matthew was able to only muster 1 before he was run out by Josh Thomas. Ryan John, again, unable to score. He was caught. Andrew bowled Thomas for no score. Showman Lewis, again, a really important 21 of 25 deliveries. Crucial partnership with Gian Benjamin. And then you had Javel St. Paul not out 20 from some 10 deliveries. He really striked it well. And I think this 20 runs allowed the Saffron Strikers to get up to 88. You had Daryl Cyrus coming in, some 8 runs from 4 deliveries. Jamie Buddy not out without facing a ball. And so bowling for the Nutmeg Warriors, you had Alex Moses with 2 overs, 9 runs, some 2 wickets. He went with an economy rate of 4.5. Josh Thomas, 2 overs, 16 runs, 2 wickets. Again, really good performance from Josh. Imran Joseph, a bit ill-disciplined there, 2 overs for 28. Though he picked up the wicket, but it was a bit expensive. Shadrach Descartes, 2 overs, 19 runs, no wickets. Sheldon Joseph, who bowled a really crucial over, 2 overs, 15 runs, and no wickets. So there you have it, 88 for 7. We will be back with you shortly as we look forward to the reply of the Nutmeg Warriors.
Well, in what could only be described as a let off and a getaway, turned into 88 runs after 10 overs, and in all sorts of confusion at the top of their innings, the Saffron Strikers were able to get to 88 for 7 after their allotted 10. Now the Nutmeg Warriors need 89 runs to win, and while this may seem as a small total, we know that the Nutmeg Warriors, they too have a history of making a total meal of a good situation. So let's wait and see how it's going to go. But the reply is on. The Saffron Strikers really would love to make a statement here. And after looking for 89 for victory, the opening pair for the Nutmeg Warriors are at the wicket. Ryan John has the new ball in his hand. He's going to be operating from the Darbo end, and out there in the middle, this looks like Johnson Charles and Andre Fletcher. Rayful Crony is with me. My name is Jason Skeet, and we are going to take you through the paces of the reply. So 89 runs needed, and the chase is on.
And we can very well have a match on this afternoon. We have seen as John is going to bowl the first delivery.
And Fletcher is flashing outside the off stump. We saw him get off to a flyer yesterday, and with both him and Johnson Charles, and then all sorts of confusion out in the middle after that. So, well, let's wait and see what they will do today. But they really need a win here. They were in all sorts of confusion during their innings in the field when the Saffron Strikers were batting. This one is closer to Fletcher. And good work in the offside there, preventing the single.
We already seen some cautiousness by Andrew Fletcher in this first two delivery. We tried to take the bat away there, and that ball just hit the bat. It tells you that there is some concern, and really, one would hope that you would see a more mature inning played by Andrew Fletcher. The first two deliveries indicates that he will be more cautious. Will be disappointed with the loss yesterday, and even today's performance. Having picked up so many wickets and the team coming back to score 88, I think they will be disappointed.
Driving, and eventually all is well that ends well. So the batsmen cross for 1. So runs on the board. 1 without loss. Yeah, their performance in the field today, these Nutmeg Warriors, are nothing to write home about. Not even worthy of a song, really. So they would really love to stamp some authority with the willow and make light work of this total 89 for victory. Fuller length delivery. And Fletcher still watchful. Johnson Charles still watchful. With this opening pair just waiting for something that is excessively loose to latch onto it.
Yeah, good bowling by Ryan John so far, bringing the ball right up, not giving them much room. Yorker-length delivery. And Johnson Charles just coming down and pushing it on the offside, not looking for any attacking shots.
So these Nutmeg Warriors, they've got a lot of batting. A lot of batting. Their batting is very deep.
Well, we have seen something interesting there, Jason. As John came up and actually stopped and probably could have picked the bail. Fletcher just moving out a bit, but maybe just said something to him.
Fuller length delivery, well driven, halfway stop through the offside. It had 4 written all over it, and there's some good work down there in the outfield. 1 turning into 2, and was firmly struck by Johnson Charles. I mean, it was a bullet of a shot coming off the meat of the bat, but only to the fielder out there in the cover, and good halfway stop.
Yeah, good work by the cover fielder there. And that one was pitched up, I think, just over toss. I mean, you're looking for the Yorker. Anytime you probably could miss it, and it was driven firmly by Johnson Charles through the covers, and really a good stop there in the covers, having to dive to his left.
Fuller leg delivery again, and not beating mid-off. So that's the end of the first over. Ryan John's first over, 3 runs coming off of it. 3 without loss.
A very good over by John. Again, keeping every delivery right up. And if you realize most of the shots was played on the offside, the batsman not being able to get under it. And starting with just 3 runs in the first over, I think he will be happy with that first over being bowled. Yeah, just making a point. Again, Jason, looking at the performance, the first half of the match, you know, the performance of the Nutmeg Warriors. Nothing to write home about. I think they had really good advantage and really didn't make use of it. Now they have to put their head down and really had to fight to get to that score.
Sherman Lewis will be coming in from the River Road end to Fletcher. Fletcher is down and driving back past the bowler. That's a good shot by Andre Fletcher. Had to reach for it, but really kept his eyes on it and just punched it down the ground and picking up 4. Another power 8 cracking for the first 4 of this innings for the Nutmeg Warriors, and Andre Fletcher is off with 5, 7 without loss.
Well, the timing had to be right there because that ball was up and he didn't seem to be in the right position. But just were able to get the bat down, and the mid-off was wide. And that ball really raced down to the boundary for 4. But you really would have timed it well, even though it was not in the best position.
Having to take some evasive actions there, getting something out of the wicket. That's Sherman Lewis greeting Andre Fletcher, but 1 run coming off of it still.
Yeah, you would want to cut down all those extras, and the keeper, they didn't stop that well. Really should have stopped that delivery. They just dropped in front of him and give the batsman the opportunity to pick up a bye. But you really would want to cut down on all extras.
Charles surveying the territory. Realizing that there was some space on the onside, backward a square. If you were to just beat the fielder there at square leg, would have gotten some runs, but getting nothing onto it. But the bowler was penalized for going down that direction.
Yeah, Lewis would want to really look at his line. He's straying a bit down the leg side.
No ball, and really would have loved to not hear that sound from the umpire because the ball went straight to mid-off, but a no ball, which would bring up a free hit, and a free hit heading to Johnson Charles is not your ideal sight, your ideal thought as a bowler, because Johnson Charles can really send it a distance.
Yeah, opportunity, first wicket off a no ball. Ball hit to cover, simple catch taken. And Lewis probably just overstepping.
Lewis is smashed down to square leg and picking up an easy 4 runs, so he took full advantage of it. He was onto it quickly, swiveled and just smashed it. A power 8 smashing 4. So 4 runs coming off that free hit.
Yeah, he picked that slow delivery well. It was a shortish delivery. He had to wait on it a bit. Again, it was a slow delivery. And he was able to roll his wrist on it and just beat the backward square, who probably just got one hand to it, but wasn't able to stop it, and he picked up his first boundary.
So some directions being given there by Sherman Lewis. On the screen you realize the man has just come up from the fine leg boundary and in a shorter position. And this time he's whipping him off the pads, whipping him for 6. Good shot. A power 8 maximum by Johnson Charles, going all the way, full distance. And he got into it quickly, found himself in position really quickly, just whipping it away. And a power 8 maximum, 6 runs. Good shot.
Yeah, that's the power of Johnson Charles. Played with it tight and picked it up neatly and clipped it over mid-wicket. And just went over the rope. And again, Lewis strained a bit down the leg side and really, you know, should have been a bit wider, and Charles just playing with the tide and hitting it well.
This time Charles is more watchful. Better bowling from Lewis.
We have seen a mostly dead start, but yeah, it seemed as though that both batsmen is intent and not to lose a wicket very early. So they haven't been taking more chances, but just looking to play each delivery on his merit.
This time he's turning it again, but can't beat the man posted there, backward of a square, just the one. Can't beat him, but was a nice sharp single. And that brings up the end of the second over, 21 without loss. Johnson Charles is on 13 and Andre Fletcher is on 5.
Yeah, good over for Nutmeg Warriors. Some 17 runs coming from that first Sherman Lewis over. Just again strain a bit down the leg side and being hit to you with a beautiful 6. The Warriors 21 without loss after 2 overs. Really would be happy to know that they have not lost a wicket up to this point.
Daryl Cyrus has inserted himself into the attack for the Saffron Strikers. So he would want to use the bongs and pace of this wicket and see what can come out of it. So the captain has inserted himself into the direct attack now. He's coming from the Darbo end.
Yeah. Skilly come, sir. Lead.
3 hours to set that fielder.
Skilly come. Yeah. Oh yes, man.
Beating him.
Good start, skipper.
So he's already gone past the outside edge in this one. Encouraging. And this time he didn't go past the outside edge. This time he has gone with him. And Johnson Charles has picked him up and slapped him with all the disrespect you can find in the ground. And it went all the way, a power 8 maximum. Look at it.
Yeah, big shot by Johnson Charles. Again, ball strained on his legs, and he swept it well and really sailed over mid-wicket. Really a big 6 there. Johnson Charles again demonstrated the power that he has as he hit that easily over mid-wicket.
Hey, just make sure you're behind the crease. They can't run you out. We don't need to get run out. Don't worry.
So Fletcher being warned there, this time with action, not with words. Given again. So the onside, just one.
Go ahead, skipper. You do well, skip. You do well, skip. Keep working, skip.
Now, Cyrus will bowl to his
Go ahead, man. Keep working, man.
opposing captain. Fletcher is whipping him well. 1, 2, 3 bounces into the boundary. A power 8, cracking 4. And boy, did Fletcher latch on to that quickly. Was on his hips and made no mistake about it. Got there quickly. Crony?
Yeah, again, strain on his legs. And no one down on the deep backward square boundary. And all he had to do was to get some bat onto this one and played it just behind backward square. And it rushes down to the boundary for 4. Now we are seeing that the fielder is now being pushed back on the boundary. At 32 without loss. Good start by the Warriors.
This time the call is catch. It was driven uppishly, but not carrying to the fielder there at mid-on. And it's Ryan John that's there. And he would have taken an easy catch.
Yeah, full toss. And just hit to the right of John.
So a good over. Dot ball off the last delivery for Daryl Cyrus. 11 coming off his first over. Nutmeg Warriors are 32 for 3. 32 without loss, and the third over that should be. And the final over in this power play coming up. Got to get the lips and the mind working together.
Yeah, good start by the Warriors. Johnson Charles on 20. Andrew Fletcher on 9. Both batsmen looking rather comfortably, not having much difficulty. We have seen Cyrus in his first over being hit for 6 and a 4. I think they would feel in a more relaxed position, chasing 89 for victory. But you never know. You can have a good start and things can still fall apart. But they are intent on making sure that they stay and bat for a very long time. And that is good to see that there is some level of discipline in the batting. 32 without loss after 3 overs.
Ryshan Williams is slapped through the offside, but can't beat the inner ring. And Johnson Charles would look at that and probably want to make some adjustments. This time he's going over, and he made the adjustment and made it well, did he, Johnson Charles? And he made the adjustment and carved him through the offside for 4. That's an awesome shot.
Yeah, he picked the gap well. As we look at the offside field, it's well set, but he was able to pick that gap between extra cover and what would have been mid-off, and really hit it powerfully to that extra cover region for 4.
This time he goes again, and it would go out to the boundary on the onside now. So just going along the square leg boundary for 4. Another cracking 4 from Johnson Charles. So he's in the mood. He has gotten in the mood already.
And he quickly moves to 28. It's 40 without loss. And again, I think the bowler was guilty there, Williams, of bringing that ball as he gave himself room. He pushed it down the leg side, and he just pulled back and really swung it around. And there's no one on the boundary, so he picked up another 4. It looks so easy.
This time again, he's going through the offside. The call is 1, and they go through for it quickly. Couldn't really beat the field, the inner ring right there. So there's still a packed offside field, and once you get past the inner ring, the ball will go out to the boundary because there's no protection roving that offside boundary. And quite sure Johnson Charles and Andre Fletcher sees that. Penalized down the leg side again. So Ryshan Williams would have something extra, some extra work to do. And he's bowled him. Oh, that's a disappointing day by Andre Fletcher. Really was trying to manufacture something that was never there. I mean, he backed away and exposed his stumps, and the ball came in like a Category 4 hurricane and just broke it all over.
Oh, it's a poor shot. misjudged the length of the delivery. He was looking to give himself room to again pierce the cover feeler. The ball was further up to him than probably he realized. And as he went back, he just crashed into his thumb. But really a poor shot there by Fletcher. And he was bowled by Williams. Final delivery of Williams. First over is 42 for 1. And Fletcher must be disappointed with that shot that he played.
Well, he's not the only one disappointed. I'm quite sure the dressing room will be equally disappointed in him. I mean, the shot was never there. The wicket has not been playing very consistent. And really, he just backed away and exposed it all. And playing with a cross bat. And there was never a chance for him.
And there was really no need because you're off to a good start. You was 42 without loss, and you just finishing the power play. There's no need to really be trying to manufacture anything, and this is what he did.
Well, unless you're in the midst of some manufacturing company and you're processing raw material, that's the only how you can justify trying to manufacture something like that was never there. He's gonna go back to the dressing room, and I'm quite sure he will take a look at this and understand his indiscretions. But in the meantime, Kieran Kotoy has been called upon, and he's got to shoulder some of this responsibility now. He's appealing to the umpire for a wide, Kotoy, is he? But the umpire is not impressed. And that brings up the end of the fourth over, the end of the power play. And the Nutmeg Warriors in search of 89, 42 for 1, which leaves them with 47 runs to get from 36 deliveries.
So Williams finished his first over. He took 1 for 10. And the wicket of Andrew Fletcher. But as you said, there's still 47 runs to score. And really, you can't take anything for granted in this game. It has been a good start. Both batsmen look rather confident. But having lost the wicket of Fletcher, this pair will want to continue work, probably look to put on another 30, 40 runs.
Sometimes being too confident is to your own detriment, and we just saw that with Andre Fletcher. You've got to be confident, but all things in moderation, if all things tempered, and you can't hit everything over the boundary. Sometimes you've just got to play wisely. Sometimes a good classical push up into the V is required more often than a big hullabaloo swing. But anyhow, Javel St. Paul has been called into the attack, and he's going to be attacking the batsman from the Darbo end.
No.
Johnson Charles would really want to do better with a delivery like that. Again, similar feel, even though coming from the Darbo end, the attack coming from the Darbo end now, a ring around that feel on the offside, even with the end of the power play, just one man out, down on the third man boundary on the offside. Wide ball, bunks and moving away and lifting away and always going. And Javel St. Paul would understand, needs to understand. I'm quite sure his captain Cyrus will remind him. Do not have the luxury of giving away. This time the ball balloons up in the air. The call is catch. Full luck. Fellas are trying to converge on it, and everyone was asleep. They were really looking for that ball to sail to the boundary because they knew Johnson Charles, well, he's not going to play around with it, but it really sliced off the bat and went straight up into the air. And everyone was caught napping.
Yeah, interesting. Everyone stood up, and the cover fielder came in. They could not have got there. The bowler could have got there. The keeper probably could have got there. Again, an opportunity to pick up another one, and probably a bad miss there by Saffron strikers.
Yeah, everyone could have gotten there, really. Just about anyone could have gotten to that catch. But, well, nothing happened with it, just a single, the batsman cross, and Kieran Kotoy has to negotiate now from Javel St. Paul. Similar feel for the left-hander again. As, just a one man on the outside of the circle still. The power play is over. Drifting down leg, and definitely. So he's got to maintain a good line and a good length in the process. The Saffron strikers do not have the luxury of extras, so they want to make sure and keep it as tight as they can.
Yeah, and you certainly not only keeping it tight, but you want to take all the chances that come to you as much as you could pick up. You want to take the chances.
Well, a whole lot of acreage there on the onside, and
Stay with us, Kim.
an easy single. Easy single. The emphasis on easy.
Yeah, with the leg side field is spread right out. That ball was right up and really played on the onside. The bowler having to chase to that mid-wicket region to avoid 2 runs.
And this time he holds on to it, and boy, did it travel. This time he made absolutely no mistake about it, and Johnson Charles sent him all the way back over the ropes, a power 8 maximum.
Yeah, short delivery, and Johnson Charles picked it up. And I guess it was probably St. Paul looking to bowl a slower delivery, but he really was on top of this one and hit it over long on.
He's looking to go with him again. And this time, no lift in it. Was really looking to belt him again, Johnson Charles.
Looking for the same shot. This delivery just stayed down a bit. Didn't pass too far from the off stump.
This time he's going with him again. He's going to dissect the fielders outside there. He has done that with surgical precision and dissecting the field on the onside. And another 4, a cracking 4, power 8, cracking 4.
Yeah, full toss bowl there by St. Paul again. Looking to bowl a slower delivery, but Johnson Charles picked it well, picked it up on the full and hit it to mid-wicket for 4.
Really, Johnson Charles would love to just stay at the wicket and go through this innings. And if he does bat through the innings, we can really look forward to something special from him. He's on 40 already. Would you believe that? 40 off 20 deliveries. So Johnson Charles, a good opportunity here for him to put his head down and bat all the way through. The Nutmeg Warriors are 56 for 1 after 5.
Yeah, and scoring at 11.20 and over. Really, they're in full command. And one expect that they will overhaul this total rather easily. We only had 5 overs completed, and Johnson Charles hitting a number of boundaries, and he has shown the power that he possesses with some of the shots that he has played.
Ryshawn Williams will continue from the River Road end, bowling his second of 2 overs. Kieran Kotoy, of course, the more gracious of the two in his batting. Kieran Kotoy, gracious or not, but he's gone with him this time. This time over mid-wicket, a power 8 maximum, 6 runs. Boy, did that come off the bat sweetly. And as that came off the bat sweetly, so comes in our good friend Clyde John.
Yeah, really good shot there by Kotoy. One more time, you know, the Nutmeg Warriors, they seem to be showing that the senior pros more or less has to remain out there and do the job. And so they're looking in a good commanding position.
The call is catch, but nowhere near. They cross for 1. It goes but a backward appointed. There they will get 2, and 2 comfortable runs for the Nutmeg Warriors. The Nutmeg Warriors moves on to 64. 64 for 1. They need a further 25 from 27 deliveries. And are they going to try and get there within the next 2 overs? They just might. This time he's going again straight down the ground. This time he's going to beat the fielder there. No, some good, decent work. The crawl is 1. They come back for 2. And they get 2. It was firmly struck, nicely struck by Kotoy. But some good work down in the deep on the long on boundary.
Yeah, really good save there by St. Paul, coming across quickly because that one was hit really firmly. Getting good timing.
This time he's going square the wicket again. Just 1. The score rushes on to 66 for 1 with 1 delivery remaining in this, the 6th over. So immediately the Nutmeg Warriors has turned on a Bunsen burner.
Yeah, this is what has been needed by the Nutmeg Warriors, and they're showing that this is what they're gonna, really serve up. So really good going by them. I think coming off the disappointment of yesterday, and even the disappointment of the few overs that they had earlier, it was on them to be responsible and do a really good job.
This time, Raishon John is given some elegant treatment by Johnson Charles, just electing to take the 1 and pushing it up through the offside. Johnson Charles probably deliberately not going for the big hit because he wants to hold on to the strike. After the end of the 6th over, 68 for 1 are the Nutmeg Warriors, requiring a further 21 and 4 overs to get there.
Yeah, really good classical shot there, just playing it up, in full control. Never looked as if he wasn't going to be able to control it. But what is important is that the amount of runs needed and the amount of balls in hand is really not a worry. The current run rate is 11.3 and they just require 5.25. So a fair bit of control there. Kotoy and Charles just steering the ship. John entrusted with a really important over. Could, build some pressure out there, ensure that the ratio gets a little tighter. So we look to see what happens.
Ryan John is full in length, wrong line, just outside the off stump. Dot ball, still he wouldn't mind that. Dot ball.
Yeah, I think his intention here is to go full and wide. He has the protection out there. You have a man there at the backward square and a man.
Full delivery and just the 1 run coming off of it, miscued by Johnson Charles, who really was trying to belt that one over long on for 6, but didn't get hold of it as he wanted to. Miscued there, but Ryan John still wouldn't mind that, just 1 coming off of it.
I think Charles picked the double bluff there because he had the men out, and instead of going wide, he went straighter.
So you notice Ryan John doing some directing of traffic there. He's making some adjustments to the field. And interesting, trying to turn it into the onside. Ended up into the offside. Not sure what it struck, but it was struck very firmly and not beating the inner ring. So more anticipation now building. 20 off 21. They've got wickets in hand, these Nutmeg Warriors, though, so they can go at it. This time he spooned it, looking to hook it, and beating the man running around at fine leg, so it crashes into the fine leg boundary for another cracking power 8-4. Really was not in control of it. That's Kieran Kotoy. He was trying to play it a little square, but it peeled off a thick edge and crashed for 4.
Yeah, very fortuitous there by Kotoy, not being in position for that short delivery. I think he was looking for something pitched up, and he was lucky that it went over the keeper's head and down to the fine leg region for 4.
This time he got him. Kotoy has got him, and Kotoy has slapped him with disrespect for 6. Good, confident shot by Kieran Kotoy.
Yeah, really good connection there. As we look at it, he came onto the front foot and stood tall and really muscled that one over the boundary. Really good hit, good flat hit by Kotoy. 6, a power 8 maximum, putting some pressure back onto John, who has had a pretty decent couple of deliveries in this over.
Well, surely they can get closer to victory here. Just 1 delivery remaining in this over. The Nutmeg Warriors still require 10 from 19.
Yeah, what are you? When you ready?
This time Kotoy is driving and not making connection well, but just the 1 run as it skews down to 3rd man. So 1 coming off of it, 9 required, and 18 balls to get there. The Nutmeg Warriors smelling blood, looking for victory at 18 for 1, 80 for 1, that should be.
Yeah, really good, stable performance by them. I think they knew what is needed, and Johnson, Charles, and Kotoy, after the loss of Fletcher, just ensured that they stabilize the ship and get the ship over the line. So definitely some 9 runs they needed. Nothing to panic about. Nothing with the likes of Charles and Kotoy, or the men who have been had experience at the highest level, will want to make sure that they just continue to play as freely as they have been and get the team home.
Well, Daryl Cyrus has decided to come back to finish his spell. So if this team he has made up his mind, if we are going to lose, they're going to lose because I am going to lead from the front as a captain. Here he is, to Kotoy. And Kotoy has slapped him through the onside already. Just 1. They jogged it because he wants to give Johnson Charles the opportunity to get to a half century. 8 runs needed, and Johnson Charles is 8 runs away from a half century. So the race is on. Johnson Charles is on 42. The Nutmeg Warriors are 81 for 1.
Come in.
So Sherman Lewis, they're not giving away anything. Keeps the pressure on Johnson Charles. He requires 8 runs for his half century, and the team requires 8 runs to win. Gets 1. 7 required. 16 balls to get it. 82 for 1.
This is what you see.
Begging for mercy. Outside there is Daryl Cyrus. The umpire not not buying what he is selling. This time he turns him. Kotoy turns him nicely down to back with a square for 1. So Daryl Cyrus really looking to sell the umpire that the ball may have rushed the pad, but the umpire is not buying that. So he's penalized. So we've moved closer. 84 for 1. It could finish here. And Johnson decides no, he's not going to finish it, but a very good delivery from Daryl Cyrus. Attacking bowler now. So Johnson Charles not taking the bait, prepared to forfeit his half century just to ensure he preserves his wicket and drives home a win for the team. So these Nutmeg Warriors, they require 4 from 12 deliveries. Surely this has to be the last over. 85 for 1. So you would probably find a lot of directing of traffic taking place on the field now in this over. Most likely, see who will be bowling this over, because this is going to tell a story here.
Yeah, so it's going to be Delaney Alexander to finish, to bowl this over. I still have some 2 overs.
You might be
one
right
after this.
You might be right in saying to finish. Only 4 required, and Johnson Charles is there. Anything could happen.
Yeah, one would expect that he will go after it at least from this stage.
Delaney is not too much of an accomplished bowler to put any sort of trouble towards Johnson Charles. Let's see. Charles watches him and just guides him through the offside for 1. So this is more like punishment here for the Saffron strikers.
Yeah, very easy ratio.
Yeah. Sometimes they say the anticipation of death is worse than death itself. So this year is more therapy for the Saffron strikers. Kotoy is there now. 3 runs required. 11 deliveries. Doubt they would require all 11.
I think this is a really good display from the 2 senior pros, as we would call them. You know, showing that there's no need to rush. No rush of blood. Just take it easy.
And a rush it is. This one is rushing to the boundary. It's going to travel all the way for a power 8 maximum 6 runs. And that spells the end of it. Kieran Kotoy didn't waste any time at all. He latched onto it quickly. And boy, did it travel. A power 8 maximum. And that brings the end of the Saffron strikers. They've lost.
Yeah, good clinical finish there by Kotoy. Ball pitched up at him and has the power and backs himself and is able to just clear the boundary really easy. I almost thought that he would have played it for a single, but he decided differently and just getting onto that one and clearing the boundary. So good win for the Nutmeg Warriors. I think they decided to make a statement and they won this game with 1 over and 4 deliveries to spare. So definitely they're saying to their opponents, look, we may have a bad game, we may have but we have what it takes to win games and win games comfortably.
Comfortably they did, winning by 9 wickets, these Nutmeg Warriors, and so they have moved up to the top of the table, joining the Bay Leaf Blasters. And of course, you would remember from last year's tournament, the Bay Leaf Blasters, they had the better of the Nutmeg Warriors in the finals. So it's a good position here now for these 2 teams, both nicely poised at the top of the table, and we're just about halfway through the tournament. Anything can still happen. It's long days ahead. Anything can still happen, but the Bay Leaf Blasters, they're watching this closely. In the meantime, Andre Fletcher greeting the teams outside there, leading from the front, wearing number 72. He would be disappointed with this performance. Really had the opportunity to stay out there and get himself a really good knock, but he tried to manufacture something that was never there.
Yeah, in this game, you know, you always need to manufacture, and sometimes when you get it right, it looks really good, and when you get it wrong, it just looks so awful. So give or take, that's the nature of the game. But what he will be more happy with is the fact that they really put on a clinical performance. You know, they were able to win by 9 wickets, sending a statement saying that, hey, we have quality and we're going to display our quality when it's necessary.
Well, if we take a quick look at the batting card, let's give you a quick summary. No surprises there really. Johnson Charles would have really loved to get to his half century, but he didn't get there. He faced 28 deliveries, picked up 45 at a strike rate of 160. And Kieran Kotoy, who came in and joined him after the demise of Andre Fletcher, who was bowled by Williams for 9. Kieran Kotoy, he got to 31 of his 14 deliveries. Kotoy hitting 3 maximums, one of the last one actually bringing up the win, and 3 maximums also for Johnson Charles, who had 3 maximums and 4 boundaries. So really making light work of this. The Nutmeg Warriors winning by 9 wickets. In the bowling column, just one figure to report under the wickets. Rayshawn Williams going for 22 runs off his 2 deliveries, picking up the 1 wicket of Andre Fletcher in his first over. But after that, everyone went around like teenagers, 15, 17, 16, 14. Everyone going for teenage scores. And the bowling there for the Saffron Strikers. So the Nutmeg Warriors, 92 for 1, winning by 9 wickets against these Saffron Strikers.
Yeah, Strikers really, I think they had a bit of momentum after their game and came into this one, maybe hoping that they could really go closer to get closer to the top of the table, and not so they would have to regroup and come again, but they don't have much time to do so because they should be in action shortly again. As we say, we're just about halfway through the tournament this year, and so definitely the teams would be jostling for positions. Everyone would want to ensure that they get themselves as close to the top as possible. We saw today a win for the Cinnamon Pacers, a much welcome win. So maybe their season would begin from here. One hopes that they would continue to play good cricket. More or less all the teams really looking set and poised to compete and compete well.
All right, well, we're getting ready for the presentation ceremony that's going to be happening in maybe just under 5 minutes or so, but a quick prelude as to what we expect on day 7, May 1st, Labor Day in Grenada. And laboring will happen outside in the middle, laboring in the form of good cricket, because the Clove Challengers, who really started off their campaign in a positive note, right up there among the top teams, the Clove Challengers, they are going to be coming up against the Nutmeg Warriors tomorrow, 12 o'clock. That should be a nail-biter. The Bay Leaf Blasters will come up against the Ginger Generals. So 2 really good games based on the point standings, based on the table. 2 really good games for tomorrow, May 1st. That's a good way to start off the month of May. So yeah, look forward to that, because the Clove Challengers, they've got the likes of Preston Holus and Preston McSween, and Preston McSween being the leading wicket taker in the tournament. So they've got Preston McSween, these Clove Challengers, and of course the long-handle batting of the Nutmeg Warriors will really be required tomorrow as they get ready for that encounter. And encounter number 2, the Bay Leaf Blasters, the defending champions, they're in action against the Ginger Generals. The Ginger Generals will go up against them knowing that they've got nothing to lose, just to play good cricket and give themselves a chance. All right, so Shireen is down on the field. The presentation ceremony is about to start. Shireen, you've got it. We're going to give it to you now. Take it.
Thank you. So at the end of the match against Nutmeg Warriors and Saffron Strikers, we saw Nutmeg Warriors getting the better of Saffron Strikers. So to kickstart the Powerade presentation, we would first like to recognize the Powerade top strikers, and we have here with me is Mr. Desron Maloney, and you would recall during his match, he would have been the top striker and player of the match, and he is here to return the favor that was done to him by his compatriot Kieran Kotoy this morning. Kieran is one of our top strikers. He would have hit a whopping 3 sixes today. And joining Kieran is Mr. Johnson Charles. Johnson similarly would have hit 3 sixes in their innings. Congratulations, men.
Thank you.
And we have a special guest with us this afternoon. We have Senator Andrew, and he would be doing the presentation for the Powerade Most Economical Bowler. And the most economical bowler today is Mr. Alex Moses. He bowled 2 overs, which went for 9 runs, and he also picked up 2 wickets with an economy rate of 4.5. Similarly, at the end of today's match, Mr. Alex Moses was adjudged the player of the match for his outstanding bowling performance, which really set the tone for Nutmeg Warriors' victory today. Thank you very much, Minister. Okay, Alex, congratulations on your Player of the Match award. What does this mean for you?
I mean, it's first achievement in the T10. Going out there and backing myself 100%, knowing I could do it, and went out there and I came out victorious at the end.
Okay, thank you very much and congratulations.
Thank you.
And there you have it, the Powerade presentation ceremony. Back up to you in the commentary booth.
All right, well, thank you very much. And basically, at the end of it all, that's the full story. Nothing else to really report for today other than the fact that we've had 2 awesome games, two games of really good cricket. And that wraps up day number 6 in this tournament, April 30th. It also wraps up the end of the month. And we look forward to May 1st. We start off May with the Clove Challengers going up against the Nutmeg Warriors and the Bay Leaf Blasters versus the Ginger Generals. Good days of cricket, Clyde, John.
Yeah, really good days for cricket. We have good conditions. Tomorrow being a holiday in Grenada, and we want to encourage the fans to come on down. We know it's Labor Day, lots of activities happening, but there will be good cricket, really good cricket. Some good, exciting teams, teams that are really jostling for positions, trying to ensure that they get some wins under their belts. And so all is invited to just be a part of the Spice Isle T10 3.0.
All right, well, that puts a wrap on it here at the Spice Isle T10 tournament. On behalf of our technical team again, TNR Communications, doing all the fantastic work, seeing all the glorious photos that you continue to watch here at the National Stadium. My name is Jason Skeet on behalf of Raphael Crony and Clyde John. We catch you tomorrow, God's willing. Until then, bye for now.